Hello there, everyone. Jadovin here. Welcome back to more Elden Ring. Just one minute here while we finish getting everything set up. As you can see, we are back at the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Alright, like I said, we just gotta get our dashboard, get our stream manager, get all our little things and our pieces here ready to go. While I'm doing this, just a quick reminder, if you like the game, the content, the channel, Sera, give me a like, follow, comment, subscribe, or ring that notification bell. All that good stuff. Alright. All that being said, we are set up. We are ready. There he is. Come on, friend. Alright, good. Ooh. Got a scroll with new goodies in it. Got some glintstone craft book as well. Yep, thought this was going to be the spot. Smithing stone 4, very nice. No, alright. That looked like maybe, but it was not. It's our... No. Got a little platform in action. Olivinous glintstone. Alright. Alright, well, let's just bypass those friends and just go right back into it. So we got the water wheel, obviously, over there. I don't really want to mess with the water wheel just yet. Sorcerer leggings, it's always nice. New armor. Get you to come to me. Well, we can get you to make a lot of noise, that's for sure. Come on, friend. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Knock off the magic and head this way. Come on, you can't hit me with that. That far enough? Yeah, that's what I want. Come on down. Nice. Got one. Oh, there's... Nope. There's two more. This guy not... Come on. Coming to? Yeah. I love it. Yes, just ignore these bodies of your friends. Pay that no mind whatsoever. Yes. Oh god, no! Ritual pot? Nice. Can't open from this side, alright? Ow. Got bopped me a little bit. Got here. Anything? This feels like the sort of environment where you'd be able to jump over an edge for a secret door or something. We got a boss up here. Ah. Check the other side first. Okay. Looks like there's just the one path. Well, let's go. It is really dark. Comet. Not a spellcaster. Stone sword key though, that's useful. Alright, let's go find a friend. Go find a friend to attack. Nope. Got a bunch of jar friends. Just go ahead and deal with them in the best way I know how. Sorry, little buddies. I do feel a little bit bad. Raven School Talisman. Is that what I think it is? Puts me right back here. Just where I wanted to be. Alright, let's take an equipment break. Anything new that I've not read in a while? Let's double check. This was new. An accoutrement worn by the ancestral followers raises robustness. Said to be a budding horn, the ancestral followers believe that the horns of a long-lived beast continue to bud like antlers, over and over again until the beast one day becomes an ancestral spirit. Pretty sure I've read all those. Read those. Oh, there it was. A talisman depicting a school of graven mages, the nightmare of the Academy. Raises potency of sorceries. The primeval current is a forbidden tradition of glintstone sorcery. Those who cleave to its teachings, the act of collecting sorcerers to fashion them into the seeds of stars, is but another path of scientific inquiry. Oh. So the graven people elect sorcerers. Double check these real quick. Alright. What we got? Oh, it's a doggo. Oh, it's a big doggo. It hurts. Ow, doggo hurts. Nope. Okay. Bye, doggo. Alright, I do a lot of damage. And thank goodness for that. But I could do more, so let's start boosting that strength. Okay, so where does that leave us? Still got the ride, which let's put a gem so we know that we still have stuff here we can do. I think I remember this, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is the place with all the rooftops. I don't have, what was that spell? Frenzied Burst? It's like a long-range sniper blast is the best way I can think to describe the spell. I don't have that on this character, because I'm not a faith build. You have to fight those stupid little things. Crystal Bud. I don't really care about the crystal buds, but whatever. Ooh. Radagon icon. Legendary talisman depicting the Elden Lord of Radagon shortens the casting time of sorceries and incantations. As the husband of Renala of Caria, the red-haired Radagon studied sorcery, and as the husband of Queen Marika, he studied incantations. Thus did the hero aspire to be complete. He may have aspired, but he failed. Got here. Got a mess of dudes over there. Got a bunch of stuff down below. I remember that's like the forward progression path. I don't think I'm actually think I'm pretty close to being done with this place. At least from what I can remember, I feel like there's not a whole lot left. You know? Now that part I remember. I remember that being horrible. Just getting blasted every few seconds. Crab City. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so we don't want to go that way yet. We want to go over there. Oh, that's right. That thing. Oh, I'm not good at fighting these things. Oh no! Am I dead? Alright. Ooh. What happens when you deal more damage than you have any need to? God, they just keep appearing. I don't need to fight you all. Thing. Oh! Big crab. Whoa, about ran myself off the ledge looking for stuff. Alright. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else of note on this. Oh, that's right. I'm remembering this now. No, I'm not close to being done. There's a whole upper area that I forgot about. I could rush straight to the end. There we go. That's a much better way to handle that than what I did previously. You have little runes, which is good. Oh, and most importantly, yes, yes, yes. Golden seed. That is nice. Perilous glintstone crown. Burger King mask, as I've heard those things so affectionately referred to. Alright, we're going to go upstairs and deal with this awfulness. Just this one little, it's just these two guys. I just got to get past them. Bach, what are you doing here? That guy kind of looked like Bach. Oh, hear him. Ooh, glintstone wet blade, very nice. Alright, takes care of these two. Another rune, more herba. Plenty of herb here. College. Can't open that. Okay. So we got a route back to the courtyard open, I guess. Oh, and here it is. Here's the part I'm not thrilled about dealing with. Okay, that's a dead one. These rooftops suck. Alright, at least we one-shot them. It's honestly the worst. Well, I guess it's not the worst part about the rooftops, but it's one of the worst parts about the rooftops that I can remember is dealing with those guys. Up and away we go. Where we stop, only Sera Barbera knows. Yeah, this is where. Am I gonna reach from here? It's not. I want to let it come to me. Same thing. Let this thing come to me. Let it freak out. can't believe that attacked me. Oh, there's another one. Slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, folks. No! Ooh. Okay. I just knew that's not the spell I thought he was casting. I thought he was casting, oh, what's that spell called? See it in a lot of PvP compilation videos. It's the big, or PvE rather, not so much PvP. It's the big Kamehameha spell. Let you channel your inner Goku. That's what I thought he was doing. I just knew he was about to blow me off this thing. Oh, is this the part with the awful jump? Yes, yes it is. Okay. So we got... That way, I think, is... progression. And then that way is stuff. And then there's something that way. Can't remember, it's been so long. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So, leap of faith! Nope. Nope. Ooh. So yeah, I think we go that way and it'll eventually loop us back around. And then we go this way for actual... some reason. God. That attack got a little closer to that ledge than I would have liked. Alright. 3 paintings of the Burger Kings. Up and away we go. This is the ladder that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Someday, some people started climbing it, not knowing what it was. They'll keep on climbing it forever just because it's the ladder that never ends. Here we are. 2 internet points to anyone who knows that reference. It would have to be my age. Maybe just a tad bit younger, but mainly you'd have to be my age to get that. Something? No. Alright, I think this is we're going this way. Right. Ooh! Not that way. Aha! Another smithing stone 4. This brings us back around to this. I'm trying to remember what the reason for coming over here is. I mean, clearly there's something over there. Please, thank you. I feel like I'm better off having this out. We're not going to be able to reach him from here. We put our crossbow on. We can put it on, but it's too heavy. You have wings, my guy. You have wings. Why does that kill you? Okay, we got an item down there as well. But seriously, you have wings. Like, did you forget you have wings, or... Oh, can I go ahead and trigger these guys from here? This has got pretty good range. Oh, I can. Will you come all the way here and fall off? Oh no. I think I may have made my situation down there much worse, actually. Come on. I need you to be dumb. Come on. You can do it. Nope. I think I just made it much worse when I get to the point to go down there. Because now all these enemies are... Well, cross that bridge when we come to it. That is not a today problem. Okay. So we got something... Oh, well, something fell. This taking me? It's taking me to another crown, that's where. See 3 crabs, nowhere else to go. Somber 4. I mean, honestly, just the Somber 4 alone makes it worth coming down here. Got crab there, stuff there. Stuff? No stuff this time. No ways down that I can see. Yeah, so it looks like our options here, we can climb up. Ah. Oh, I'm about to get the crap harpooned out of me. No? Just fall? Did fall. Of course, you're right there now, so that's going to be a problem down the road. Okay. Think. You're there. Well, if you're there, then where am I? Oh, can I see where I came from at all? Like where my drop downs were and all that? Oh, this seems shady. Nope. Okay. You're there. I don't know why you're there, though. I think one of those was the jump, maybe? Yeah, I'm not really... Oh. Well, there's another enemy dead for me. Let's go ahead and get on over here. Start sorting this out. Ooh. 2 hits is not enough to kill them. Words. A charged R2 with this weapon is not enough to kill them, is what I meant to say. I gotta go with my old faithful. Hear noises. My route down. This next one here. And from here. Like my only options here. Oh, there's another key. I think Thop wanted that, if I remember correctly. Oh man, one of those things being here plus the normal enemies, this is bad. Whoa! Oh! Ow! You're a wizard. You don't get the headbutt. Okay. So this is back the entrance. Check for secrets. None that I'm seeing. Secret? Nope. Nope. Yeah, this is where that little guy was, so yep. I saw you earlier. Ow. Got so many of those stupid crowns. Now we're here. Okay, so we got this long... Nope, and nope. Alright. So we just got this guy down here. Come here, friend. Oh, God! No! Oh, that's not good. Okay. Oh, that rooftop progression's kind of messed up slightly now. Where is the ladder? Ladder's there. Come on. Seriously? Real question is, am I going to get bombarded by spells and die? And the answer is they're going to try, yes. Okay, this is a scary situation. Thank God you all were just as bad as I was. Okay, so we need to get our runes first and foremost. I don't really want to... I want this guy to come at me so I can keep doing these running attack, or jumping attack. Okay, there we go. Whoa. They stopped and just looked at this thing before. That's what a graven mass looks like. I've killed one. Alright. So I feel pretty good about the rooftops being dealt with now, I think. And even if I didn't, just to be honest, I don't feel like climbing back up to the rooftops. So that brings us back to from the parlor. Now I think that we are ready to do the run. And yes, I am aware of what is waiting for me. All Chan. We're just going straight to it. We don't even want to deal with the iron maiden thingy. I was not going to spit it out until... There it is. More crystal darts we don't want. What's our path? Because I think it travels in a set path. It's the right, then the left. Alright, we're clear. Let's go. And open that from this side. Teleporter. I don't remember where this goes, but I can't imagine that that would be useful. I'm fairly certain I do remember this guy being super deadly. I mean, unless you just walk up to him like that, evidently. Yeah, I know where we're at. This is boss fight time. Where's my... Oh, is there not a grace up here? I thought there was a grace up here. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't really want to go into the fight with the amount of runes on me I currently have. I thought somewhere was a shortcut. Are you serious? I'm really bad at aiming. Luckily, I can jump and smash. This is the shortcut. So really, it's not really much of a shortcut when you think about it. I mean, you have to run through there, run up the stairwell, deal with all those guys who are not pushovers. Oh, God. I just knew I had jumped off to my death. Oh, that scared me. Yeah, nothing of interest out that way to look at. This work? Seems like it's kind of working. Hey. Right. I think, if I remember correctly, that stops the ball. Glintstone Scarab. A lot of items for us to look at and loot when we get done with this place. This. Make sure there's not anything else before we go diving off. Now, full disclosure, I have fought Renala before. I think she's the last shard bearer I can remember encountering. No, I take it back. I've seen Radon one time. So I do know how to fight Renala. Of course, it's because I theoretically know how to fight her doesn't mean this is going to go well, but we're going to find out. Oh man, walking into her boss fight with this many runes. I don't like it. I don't like this one bit. Alright, I don't think we're gonna need the heal here. Yeah, having extra magic damage negation, though, could be really important. Trying to think if there's anything else I should really bother doing to prepare. Main thing I'm worried about is when she does the summons in phase 2. Nah, I think we're good to go. So it begins. Her weird toe sniffers. There she is.
Little Calva. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
Let's do this gimmick fight. Come on, drop. Oh, yes. I'm so glad I was able to get through phase 1 that quick. Now for the phase I'm worried about.
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee. Patience. Ye will be countless born, forever and ever. Upon my name as Rani the Witch. Mother's rich slumber shall not be disturbed by thee.
Let's go, Tom.
Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide. Of the last queen of Caria, Renala of the full moon.
God, it's still such one of the coolest entries of all the bosses, I think.
The night she conjureth.
Definitely one of the most beautiful boss arenas I've seen, either in person or in video. Oh! Alright. Now's where we just run. Okay, just wolves. I can deal with the wolves. Nice!
My dear daughter, weave thy night into being.
Nala, queen of the full moon. And my bloody nose.
Where did ye flee, my sweetings? Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light aplenty, dither not. Come out, say I, or will ye be gravestones, to be better born anew? Ah, thou, is it thy wish to be born anew? To become a sweeting, reborn of my beloved egg? Be not alarmed, nor afeared. I would birth thee as a sweeting, fair and fine.
I'm good.
Art thou?
Alright, so this is our respec option. Locked. Okay. Oh, there's a Grace. Where I messed that up. That big old Radagon statue. Alright, now let's take a minute and look at some of this loot we got. Now that we got a minute to finally breathe. Alright, so we got 3 different staffs. We already had this one. Staff of the primeval glintstone sorcerer Azer. Only those who have glimpsed what lies beyond the wisdom stone may wield it. Reduces the casting time of all sorceries, but consumes additional FP. That was the, I guess he was the mass we found. The Obnork shield. Carry Knight shield. A teardrop-shaped, medium-sized shield embedded with blue glintstones, carried by knights who serve the Carian royal family. Excels when facing magic or holy attacks. Just who were these knights preparing to fight? Oh, you have to have int to use this to its full potential. Okay. Well, we're not gonna be using that anytime soon. Oh, we never read this. Disturbing likeness of a man whose eyes have been gouged out. The corners of his mouth are upturned in an almost flirtatious manner. Constantly attracts enemies' aggression. It is said that the man, named Shabriri, had his eyes gouged out as punishment for the crime of slander, and, with time, light of the flame of frenzy came to dwell in the empty sockets. Right then. I think we've read all the other stuff we got. Or there may be some armor. Oh yeah, we got all these things. Let's read them. One of the glintstone crowns bestowed upon Raya Lucaria scholars whose pursuits were deemed worthy. Increases intelligence to the detriment of stamina. The Carolos Conspectus is the oldest of the Academy's lineages of study, begat by the sorcerer Azer. Scholars who follow in his footsteps pursue the mysteries of comets. One of the glintstone crowns bestowed increases intelligence detriment HP. The lineage of the Olivinus Conspectus began with the sorcerer Lusat, and its adherents continue his study of meteors. One of the scholars of the Twin Sage Conspectus were the elites of the Academy, permitted to study and excel in sorceries of all kinds. Right, yeah, it basically looks like they took 2 of these and combined them. Scholars of the Lazuli Conspectus study Carian sorceries. Heterodox pursuit that views the moon as equal to the stars. And then there's this thing. Blue-green scarab born directly on the head. These scarabs roll clumps of sorcery during their labors. Reduce FP cost but increase damage. Okay. Helm of the Enchanted Knights that once served the Carian royal family. The Enchanted Knights, anointed by the Lunar Queen, were all heroes of the highest honors, but fell into disarray with the decline of the royal family. Same thing? Yeah. Alright. So we're done with the Raya Lucaria, with the exception of the, that stuff. There we go, finally. Ooh, 2 points. We need a lot of rooms to level. Let's try and see. I think I'll be alright, actually. Now, before we level, though, got a few busy work things to do. We've got a quest line, I think just one, maybe a couple that we can progress. Bob wanted the key to get into the academy. I now have a key to give him. But real quick, I don't think I read the key yet. Key to the seals binding both gates of the Academy of Raya Lucaria activates warp magic bound within the seals. This glintstone key is still brand new, unused by anyone.
Back to learn another, of course.
Alright, I bought his stuff, so let's give him the key.
Are you certain? You're willing to give your glintstone key to me? My, oh my. Thank you. Thank you dearly. Now I can go back to the Academy to resume my study of glintstone sorceries. And the very stars.
Erudition.
Back to learn another. Why, of course. Thank you, dear. With your blessing, I will depart for the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Or perhaps one day you'll pay me a visit. Who knows? I may be a decorated sorcerer by then. Thank you. With your blessing.
Alright. That takes care of that. Then, if I remember correctly, it's this one. There he is. He made it. Didn't do him any good, but he made it. Can't you see what he was working on? You can't. Can't read it at least. Hope you enjoyed it, Thought. His barrier, get his staff, and his bell bearing, his staff, and his barrier. I think the staff we already have. Yeah, we already have the staff. Does bearing actually say anything? I think they don't. His ball bearing. I keep saying bearing, or barrier, I mean ball bearing. Sorcerer Thop's bell bearing, found upon his perished flesh, that's all it says. Where's his spell, though? The lifelong pursuit of Thop's the Bluntstone creates a magical force field that deflects sorceries and incantations, all to continuously create barriers. Future generations will learn. They will know the foolishness of the sneering sorcerers who ridiculed this theory, little realizing that it was in fact a discovery worthy of a new conspectus of the Academy. Thop could have been a big deal.
Ah, well then. There's something I should mention to you as well. I'm thinking of leaving the Round Table Hold. Do you know of the noble Goldmask? Though he was but a tarnished, living outside the lands between, he was a great scholar who foresaw the coming guidance of grace. And now, I hear he has come to the lands between alone, to contemplate the Golden Order. I wish nothing more than to seek his instruction, and perhaps even help him in his research.
Oh, that means I'm on borrowed time, probably. Yep. I'm not gonna be able to level now, but at least I make sure I've got everything he has for me before he
May
leaves.
the Golden Order shine through you. Further study of it, I can happily. May the Golden Order shine.
There we go. Yeah, while we got the runes, now's a good time to go ahead and buy all this stuff.
Well, I see you found another great rune. Wonderful. You are a worthy fellow tarnished indeed. Make the journey to the capital, Leyndell, that lies to the east of the Altus Plateau, at the foot of the Erd Tree. The Two Fingers will deny your passage no longer. You may be our best hope. Find your way to the Elden Ring, for we are tarnished, and we must answer the call of grace. The Academy of Raya Lucaria lies to Renala is and her
Alright, so he doesn't have anything new to tell me.
She hides and she knows.
Still going on about finding the Albanoric woman. Buddy, we're like 10 steps ahead of you on that front. Yes, I offered you the bell bearings and didn't really do anything. Got it. Oh yeah, we need to read this. Remembrance of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, hewn into the Erd Tree. Power of its namesake can be unlocked by the finger reading. Okay. In her youth, Renala was a prominent champion who charmed the Academy with her lunar magic, becoming its master. She also led the Glintstone Knights and established the House of Caria as royalty. Well, we do have something else we need to read. Amber Egg, clutched by Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, great rune of unborn demigods, perfects those who have been born anew. Children born anew by Renala are all frail and short-lived, imperfect beings, each and all. Right, the great rune's the whole reason we're able to actually do the respecking.
Ah, hello. I was hoping to see you. My examination is complete. Here's the knife print back, with my thanks.
Oh, I forgot I gave it to him.
Now I have a fairly good idea who performed the rite upon the blade. The person who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives. Lunar Princess Rani. One of the children born to King Consort Radigan and his first wife, Renala. Demigod and sister to General Radahn and Praetor Rykard. Hers was the name I discovered in the imprint. Truly, you have my thanks. But if I might be so bold, I would like to ask something more of you.
Go on.
If Rani truly is the one who plotted that fateful night, then she should bear the curse mark of destined death somewhere upon her flesh. I would like you to procure it for me. And then all will be laid bare. I will have the answers I have sought for so long. I have some idea of Rani's potential whereabouts. There's a manor to the north of the Academy of Raya Lucaria. It is the familial home of the Carian royals, from whom Rani descends. There's been talk of the old royals' vassals gathering there in recent years. Rani's whereabouts since the shattering are a well-kept secret. She hasn't been seen even once, but I suspect she might have returned to the manor in which she was born.
Hiding.
I'm afraid there's something I must tell you. Do you know of those who live in death? The very notion of life in death defies the Golden Order. By Dee's account, these defiled fiends must be expunged. But truth be told, I seek the curse mark to save them. You may find this peculiar, but I discovered something in my examination of the Night of the Black Knives. These souls have committed no offense. They have every right to life, only they happen to touch upon a flaw in the Order. Yes, indeed. If Dee knew what drives me now, he would surely boil over with rage. Or perhaps he would even feel some pity. But no need to fret. None of that will come to pass. I can tell a good lie when I need to. If Lunar Princess Rani, then she should bear the... Would you be willing? She may have written the royal...
Alright then. So I want to point out, I've never thought about this before. I've gotten this far in his questline in the past. I've never thought about this though. He basically just said, will you go kill her?
Oh.
I mean, he wants us to get the curse mark. He says it's on her flesh. So I either got to bring the body part it's attached to here, or what, cut it off? I mean...
Did you need?
Like I said, I never really thought of it that way before, but I mean, there's no other options, really.
Well, I took you no matter if they out your arms.
Ooh, nice. We can upgrade our great axe. Let's go ahead and get that done. Still need 4s. While we're at it, what else can we put on the great axe? Put sword dance on it? Sword dance, the one where you like swing it wildly? Oh, you can't put giant hunt on it. That's unfortunate. See, I could put sword dance, which I do think has you just swinging around wildly. I mean, since that's our only options, we'll leave it as is.
In this ash, it reminds me.
Alright, so she's still going on about that. Thea, what you got?
I am pleased. Would you like now?
You are so
You
very
are
warm.
Very warm.
The warmest.
Then good day.
Okay, so she doesn't actually have anything to say to me. Let's go ahead and pop back on our Blessed Dude Talisman. How about if I unequip this? Oh, good, I can unequip it and still stay in a medium low. No, I can't. Ah. It stays on for now, then. That stupid thing. There it is. Where's the fingers at? There they are. I saw the greasy tips sticking out. Happy with me, fingers?
I had my doubts, but look at you. Only once before have I seen two great runes together. Look there. The fingers shudder with exuberance. Fine work, brave Tarnished. The greater will is pleased. You have earned the right to become Elden Lord. Now,
I have the right.
seek the Erd Tree and an audience with Queen Marika to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order.
Yes, ma'am.
Fingers expect as much from you as they do young Gideon. Take this, a token of farewell.
They should really expect more, because Gideon sucks.
Now, go forth, become Elden Lord. Queen Marika is the vessel of the Elden Ring, carrier of its vision, a god in truth. But after the Elden Ring's shattering, she was imprisoned in the Erd Tree, a grim punishment for shattering the Order, despite her godhood. The fingers speak. Marika's trespass demanded a heavy sentence. But even in shackles, she remains a god and the vision's vessel. Confer great runes to become Elden Lord and join Queen Marika as her consort. The fingers have willed it so. Now you
Gross.
may go.
Oh, I hate those things. Okay, what can we get from her? So we can get her scepter. Magic Scepter of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. Glintstone is known as a Carrion Blue, enhancing full moon sorceries. Only those of the highest intelligence may wield this, the finest of all glintstone staves. Got the spinning weapon, okay. And then her spell, sorcery symbolic of the Carrion Queen. Uses the caster as a vessel to incarnate a full moon. Sends it floating towards foes. Full moon dispels all sorcery that touches it and temporarily reduces magic damage negation for those it strikes. Queen Renala encountered this enchanting moon when she was young, and later it would bewitch the Academy. I don't want either of those right now. Alright. I think we need a robe. Robe indicating the highest order sorcerer, worn by Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. When Renala, head of both the Academy of Raya Lucaria and the Carrion royal family, lost her husband Radagon, her heart went along with him. And then those at the Academy realized that Renala was no champion after all.
Now go for the door.
Alright. More importantly, we got a third talisman slot. That's a big deal. What do we want to throw in here? We could... Oh, well, actually, we're on the cusp of not being able to carry anything. We could pick up an arsenal charm just so we can have more stuff. That let us keep our crossbow equipped. It would. Alright, so let's have a full loadout. That's literally everything I could possibly want on this character equipped at one time. Alright. Now to make a couple rounds. So I need to go talk to Kenneth. See if we've got his stuff done now. I know there's... I think last time I played this game, they hadn't patched this yet. So he still didn't have a quest line. But I know he has one now. That's a really good jump attack. Oh. Alright, we good? Everybody calm? Anyway, as I was saying, I believe they actually added in stuff for him.
I must begin my search post-haste for a true and stalwart lord of the proper lineage to take the reins of Limgrave. I must begin for a true...
Okay. Guess not. Alright, towers. That one's done. I believe that one's done. Okay, this one I had to use an item at. I think technically you're supposed to use the item at this one, but I was able to skip it. And... it's not a tower through here. Got that one. So yeah, I think we're just missing the one tower. So yeah, let's hop over here. Head east. Head east, young lad. Grab these goodies, and then looking good. Looking good, feeling good, doing good. Erudition, light the way. Gotta be wearing one of these. Let's try it with that. I will go through... Aha! We are golden. Whoa! Well, so much for that. Alright, carrying on. Buy Graven Mass. Which are a lot more unfortunate now that I realize it's a bunch of sorcerers glued together, basically. Like that one PlayStation game where you rolled around a little ball. and it gradually got bigger and bigger and bigger till you sucked up the whole universe. I know that sentence I just said sounds like a fever dream. It's not. It's a legitimate game. Look it up. Can't remember the name. Oh, this one's got spells. Cannon and the Gavel of Haima. One of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Raya Lucaria lobs an explosive magic projectile that flies in an arc. Charging enhances potency. Drawn from the Conspectus of Haima, the adjudicator of the Academy. This sorcery employs might as a means to quell conflict. This is the same thing, except it's a great hammer. What did I just do? Alright, let's get rid of that. We dealt with stop. I think since we have a god piece of armor now, I think we can now do something with Bach.
Bok, the sea ready to make a... Oh, please. Bok, this ready to make a... Oh, please.
Well, I thought I could. This is the one that I always got stuck on what the trigger was.
Bok, the sea ready to make... Oh, please do...
Yeah. Okay, so it's not... If I remember correctly, you have to have a piece of armor. A piece of boss armor that can be messed with. And that'll trigger his next thing. Alright. Let's think about this. In the Academy, we still have... Of course, we still got the wheel. Got that stuff to deal with. We now have... Well, I mean, we had access to it before, but now we have a quest taking us up here, which I don't want to mess with yet, I don't believe. I think our next step is actually going to be... Yeah, I think our next move is going to be going all the way over here and doing a... Oh, what's this place called? Celia, no. Area, no. Caelid. That's what it's called, Caelid. Yeah, I think our next path is going to be Caelid. So, let's go mess with this wheel. That's not the right one. That's what I want. I want the classroom. Yeah, let's go mess with the wheel. Ooh. Some light going. Okay, we got something here. Oh, we got stuff over there too. I about got bumped off. What else we got? That's all we got this way. Bunch of crystal stuff. Ah, and there's the thing Patches wants me to mess with. Which I do know that can take me to an area. Long-tail cat. I'm real nervous about doing that though, because I'm worried it's gonna mess up something story related. I think we do Caelid. Then we can mess with that thing. I think that's what we do. After Caelid, I'll feel more comfortable with it. Alright, so we came down here to get the cat talisman, so I can... Assuming you... Well, let's read it. Assuming it's like every other Souls game I played, it's gonna let me fall from great heights. Yep. Lacrima features in the fables of Raya Lucaria, in which she is described as a fairy cat who was fond of playing in the Great Bell Tower. Oh, I want a fairy cat. I just realized something. Did I just make the right move here? Yes, okay, we're good. Yep, we're good. I wanted to do this. Alright. We got the bird. Puppets. I guess they're puppets. The bird puppet ashes. Alright, now I think it's safe to say we're done here. What do we want to... Let's leave the gym. So far, gym has been my... Hey, there's something here thing. And there is most definitely something here. There's that route down. Alright, we've talked to all of our NPCs. We've advanced all the storylines we can. I guess we can talk to E.G. See if he knows anything more about the manor he can tell us.
Brave Tarnin. I'd explain of the engine whatever you...
And now he doesn't have... Does not have anything useful for me in that regard. So again, done. Yep. Scared me. Done. We got our 2 underground areas, which we're not touching yet. Not touched the Carrion Study Hall, because we don't want to go down just yet. Blackguard. We got Blackguard and Patches. We haven't talked to either of these NPCs in a minute. Let's touch base.
Hello again. Oh yeah, there's a survivor, and I heard.
Okay, so he's just got that same story about get chucked out or go through the Iron Maiden and see where it takes you. By you, Blackguard.
Alright, mate.
Man's just got some prawns he wants to sell us. We haven't touched base with Vare in a minute. And we have taken out a couple shard bearers, so let's go see if he's got anything new for us. I remember his quest line. Want to do it to access the good farming spots, or the best farming spot in the game. If you're into farming for runes, which, no judgment here, you do you. My first playthrough, I used it. Everyone should play this game the way they feel comfortable doing so.
Be sure to try. I'm quite.
Okay, yeah, he wants me to do the PvP, which I can't because I don't have an online connection. So yeah, we got Arch. Okay, yeah, we are done. Dunzo. Neato. Let's go talk to Caelid real quick. Making the round of all the NPCs before we hit up an entirely new region.
Always.
Yep, that was pointless. Alright, Caelid. Hi. Oh, I never actually crossed into Caelid proper. Yeah, Smoldering Church is the closest I got. Alright. Let's go ahead and let's deal with her. You know, you know. If you don't know, you're about to find out. Should be powerful enough to be able to fight her. There she is. Ooh. Oh yeah. We can fight her. The Tarnished Eater is no more. And with that, we have the Sacred Scorpion Charm. Which is where? There it is. Talisman carried by assassins who strike unseen. Patterned on a scorpion, freshly shed of its exoskeleton, its claws seizing a heart with a blessed glow. Raises holy attack power but lowers damage negation. Well, Scorpion, you dead. Think we ever read this? Lord Godfrey, at last at the end of his campaign, his golden armies unvanquished and unbowed, yet finds grace lost, tattered and faded. That must be when when Queen Marika took his grace. I don't think I actually ever went down into this area. Oh! Hey, you calm down there, friend. Oh! Did you just kill Torrent? You did not, okay. You just gave him a good little smack. Asshole. I swear I remember there being an opening in the wall somewhere down here. I don't think I'm crazy. Seriously, was there... I'm fairly confident that I remember talking an NPC in a hole in the wall, and I went through here to find it. Aha! Knew I wasn't crazy. Of course, he's out there making a bunch of racket. There he is. I knew I remembered this.
Ah, I hadn't
expected to see your face again. Are you heading to the Festival of Combat too? No need to be coy with me. Judging by the fine wallop you gave the old backside earlier, I would venture you're something of a warrior yourself. The mere thought of such a festival gets the blood pumping, eh? Now, according to my calculations, passing through this road should lead us to the Caelid Wilds. But, however you slice it, it seems we've reached a dead end. I'm sorry to have raised your hopes. It seems my calculations must have been off.
Damn it, Alexander.
I was created to be a warrior vessel. Many great warriors reside within me. Ever dreaming of becoming a great champion. It's my destiny. And the reason for which I quest. It is my ordeal, you could say. To test myself, to better myself, to fell ever greater foes. And then, one day, we'll be a single great champion. The greatest of them all. What do you think, eh? How do you rate my chances? I was many. It's my destiny.
Can't go any further this way. Ooh, smithing 4. Actually, I think we're past 4, so I don't think we need them. Alright, gotta get back outside. Well, let's go ahead and mark this. I know there's a archery guy there. Might as well go ahead and get that on our map. In fact, while we're at it, there's like a dragon somewhere down here, a night rider somewhere here, a bird somewhere over here, boss somewhere in here, there's an invader somewhere in here, dragon on this bridge. There's a boss outside his room. There's a lot of crap over here in Caelid. Alright. Onwards, noble steed. Huzzah! You're lucky there's an item there, or I would have smacked you as I went by. What was this? Oh, just an early flower. Here it is. Oh, Caelid. And there's the enemy I hate the most. It's rotting. Everything rotting scarlet. The very earth of Caelid to rest upon, and Celia, town of sorcery. The end is nigh for us all. Yes, indeed. That's why I'm here, to save the day. Alright, folks, well, that's where we're going to call it here. So thank you so much for everyone that came out to watch. I really appreciate it. I love all of you. Just a reminder, if you like the game, the content, the channel, the stream, please consider giving me a like, follow, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, depending on if you're watching me now live on Twitch or later recorded on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at Shadovan. You can follow me on Twitter at Shadovan1. That way to be notified when I'm going live, and you can join my Discord. Link will be on my YouTube channel. So again, folks, thank you so much. Every minute you spend watching me is a minute you could have spent doing anything else, and it really means a lot to me. So no matter where you're at, I hope you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night, and I will see you next time when we venture into Caelid.